Hi, this is Wei here, and this is like end of day 3, start of day 4. I haven't really been playing a lot. It's I have multiple reasons for it, but I'll explain to you later. But I just want to briefly talk about the current state of the build. So that was the quest Eater. As you can tell, damage is not that amazing, but tankiness is alright, somewhat alright. Can get better if I get some block, get a Spalin, but Spalins are really expensive at the moment. So what's my take on this build? I think for its purposes, it's alright, you know, kind of alright. So the whole purpose of this build was not really to actually like push into high tier maps and farm like dense stuff, right? That is not what I set out to do. The whole premise of this was to test out the state of zombies and to figure out if zombies were okay. I already had the implicit assumption that zombies were bad, and the only person who was actually actively playing this was Ethan. And I saw that every league when he plays it, he kind of gets it's really rough on him, okay, for the first week or so, until he gets to a point where he can AFK blighted maps, and then after he AFK blighted maps, he just pretty much plays like 20 hours a day on AFK blighted maps and just farms insane currency with that, and with that insane currency he makes a viable build. Okay, so his power of his builds by about like 1 month in is about the same amount of power you get of probably a meta character in a week, or maybe a week or two, and that's a bit unfortunate, but that's just how it is with the zombies. Now, here's the thing I've found so far. I think no, it's interesting, but I wouldn't consider this strong. There are some alternatives I'm keen to try out. And so I'm still probably gonna do Puppeteer, but you know, at my own time and pace. I might not actually even like continue. We'll see. But the other idea I have is to run marionettes. So and then go into a animated guardian chain of commands. And what I'm gonna put on animated guardian and chain of commands is going to be a Pillar of the Cage God. And the reason being for that is with this and this, they should stack. I'm not sure. According to GG, they stack, but you know, I don't know. But yeah, so if the minions get 100% of my strength, I can stack up to maybe about 2,000. Pillar of the Cage God gets about, what was it? What's Pillar of the Cage God stacking? Let me just check it. Pillar of the Cage God, 16% physical damage per 10 strength, about 2,000 is like 3,200 physical weapon damage. And so the reason why I would want to use it with Chains of Command is the Chains of Command on Chain of Command's animated weapons still get the Flat Fizz bonus. So they get about 180 Flat Fizz, which is pretty massive because when you do Pillar of the Cage God, getting that amount of Flat Fizz is usually very hard to come by unless you are doing stuff like trauma stacking, or yeah, that sort of thing, trauma stacking. And so right off the bat, the damage on that would be good, just because of that. And the only downside is you have to give up your chest slot, right? It has to be a Chains of Command. And the other thing is that you have to use an animated guardian. You have to get it as tanky as possible while using a staff, and I think the other issue with it is you can't run any other minions, right? So you will still be running the Baron Helm, but all the bonuses here don't actually do anything other than Well, the minion gems would be useful because you probably put animated weapon guardian there, but yeah, the other mods don't do anything, right? You're just using the strength mod. So you'll be using a Baron helm, boots you'll be using like rare boots, gloves will be rare gloves, that kind of thing. You want to stack strength as much as possible. And what else is there? So yeah, that will be the next leg up on the build. I will change the command, Svalin, probably a one-handed wand or something with insane crit chance. Because I think Pillar's base crit is what, 7? It's 7. Yeah, Pillar's base crit is about 7.6. So you still get a pretty decent crit boost up. And then that should be my like scale into T70's kind of damage. But you know, I'm actually getting really bored of POE. Yeah. At some point, this is not going to be enjoyable. I've got multiple reasons for it, but you know, I'm not sure if you guys want to hear me out. Actually, maybe I'll just cover this. Wait, let me cover the build first, okay? Otherwise, I'll be doing you guys a huge disfavor. Whoever's still playing this, even though I consider this a pretty mad build. Okay, so one helmet now has +2 gems. So Stam Skeleton's at 26. This is a 21. Val Skelly gem, 5 chaos. You can get it for 5 chaos. Multi-strike support, critical damage, and fresh meat. So you drop Alberons, and the reason why you drop Alberons is just to get fresh meat. Fresh meat is just so strong. And fresh meat is the sole reason why temporary minions are much stronger than permanent minions right now for minion builds. Like SRS, Bama, all uses fresh meat. Fresh meat is just way too good. I don't think... Wait, so SRS can't use fresh meat because of the duration being too low, but Bama definitely uses this. Yeah. Anyway, so Skellies get, like, your Skelly damage pretty much doubles with the fresh meat bonus. So that's why you run it. I think Skellies account for like 70% of your DPS and not falling. So yeah, this is how strong fresh meat is. Zombies are 2120, 55 chaos, they're about. Melee splash for clear, multi-strike, crit damage, ruthless, minion damage. Not much else has changed actually. The rest of it is pretty much the same. I'm running Stone Golem safeguarding just for extra tankiness. And yeah, rings are a bit more optimized, so my res is now overcapped and chaos res is at like close to 40. Haven't optimized flask at all. I don't know why, I'm just too lazy, but yeah. Weapon and offhand and amulet are all like pretty much the same, all 5C. So all in all, like this whole build here is probably conservatively about 2 divines or less, right? And the main purpose of it is, I'll show you the farming strategy by the way. So otherwise you're not gonna have a good idea of what it is. So the farming strategy for this is pretty much just to run blighted maps for Blight. So you have a 100% chance to spawn Blight, and then you want also a 100% chance to get Beyond. So what you want to do with the Beyond is to essentially spawn the bosses, right? You only care about spawning bosses, so you get tainted currency. So I've got quite a bit of tainted currency. I've sold quite a bit as well. I sell tainted fusings like 2 to 1 div, so yeah, that's why I only have 1 here. But yeah, the rest, you know, off and on, sell for chaos when you need them. Bubblegum. Yeah. So then when it comes to blighted maps, your currency is mostly coming from oils. I've sold a few already. So this is my silver and gold. I sold like 3 silvers or something, and maybe about 2 golds. But yeah, here's the actually my gold drop rate is pretty high. Anyway, here's all the blighted maps as well. You can sell them as and when. Right now it's priced at 25, but just because I didn't want to get pinged so much. You could probably put them at 20, 15 or 20 and they would sell. You get loads of like oils every map, just running them. You can also just run them white. You don't have to care about the mods on the maps, it doesn't really matter. You can also run lower tiers, I think. I don't think it matters as well. Yeah, the tiers only affect like your blighted maps for the low tiers. But I think you can probably AFK those yourself. The higher tiers sell for quite a bit, but you know, yeah, you have to have a better character to do that. So that's mainly the currency strat. In fact, if you ask me, the the total come out currency for this is higher than the cost of my build. That's how stupid this the event is. Okay, your juicing is probably going to be higher than your build unless your build is like OP. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to talk about POE plans. I actually don't want to continue playing this event, and I don't want to continue playing this event for kind of 3 reasons. One, the meta of this whole event is pretty much Settlers League meta, right? I'm gonna just put it like that. Of course, there's some offshoot things where people do. I mean, if you ask me, the only build that seems to be interesting is what Connor's doing. So, but then he's already done this before. Okay, he did that in Necro, I think, in Necropolis, and it got nerfed. So that's why he's running it here, because it got re-enabled in this particular event, right? He's running what was it? Bow mana stacking. What's the shit called again? Mana Forge Arrows. Yeah, Mana Forge Arrows. I think. Yeah, and Palstron's pretty okay. So Palstron's doing what he did previously. He's doing Kinetic Blast, mana stacking Wanda. He did that. He did that in Settlers. So you know it's the same build, just reconfigure around a different ascendancy. Rue is playing Ephemeral Edge, possibly the strongest meta-defining build of Settlers, which is stacking Ephemeral Edge, lucky damage. So there's not much else to go there. It's pretty straightforward. Personally, it's a bit boring. Jung's doing something a bit more interesting, but it's actually a build that's already known. So this is Tectonic Slam, General's Cry. So the General's Cry snapshots your endurance charges. It doesn't use your endurance charges as well, and they all like do insane amount of damage. And then you don't scale attack speed. Yeah, so that's Tuna and Jung's build, but you know it's already stuff that's known, right? So I haven't seen a lot of new things, and it's just generally the state of what it is, right? This is not a new patch. This is not a new balance. This is pretty much a Settlers League, but with idols and new ascendancies and stuff. And new ascendancies are not exactly that interesting as well. Most of it is just, oh, we give you some meta-defining, some not meta-defining. We give you some build-defining uniques in your ascendancies instead of your ascendancies, which are like pretty meh. So content-wise, this is pretty boring to play or build around with. That's my take. Okay, so I'm getting bored. Only the Pillar Cage God kind of thing, chain of commands excites me a little, but not that much. Okay, so that's 1. 2, the mapping of this is like pretty meh, and that's because you're not really incentivized that much to actually get completions. So it used to be like you actually all go like, okay, I want to get this map, I want to get that map, I want to get loads of maps because I want to complete my atlas. Now it's like I'm waiting for extra slots, and do those extra slots really give me that much power? The answer is not that much. And the fact of the matter is, you could probably get a decent strategy just doing white maps and buying the relics that you need. Okay, if you ask me to do this, I would just do white and yellow maps and just get Blight relics and just run them, right? Because I can still make I will make slightly less currency, but still the same amount of currency for this strat. And that's kind of boring to me as well, because there is no pressure to actually like make a stronger character. I don't. Yeah, this is a weird thing to say, but it is what it is. And the last one is having played POE 2, going back to POE 1 it feels bad. POE 1 has some fundamental problems with the late game now. Although a lot of people say, wow, there's so many things you can do with the late game. You can play so many different types of farming strategies. Yeah, but you play with a build, right? And most of the builds in POE 1 are stackers. Like it was like the endgame of POE 2 essentially, right? Most builds are like some form of stackers, right? Mana stacking, ES stacking, endurance charge stacking. like look at the builds I just mentioned from the top players. They're all some form of stackers, right? Do you see a build that isn't a stacker? Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. Sounds. Oh my god, my words blowing up. Anyway, so just saying, like that it's boring, right, and tedious. And the other thing as well is like I can't pause the game. So I got really happy with POE 2 allowing me to pause. Okay, and like let's say if I'm playing on a weekend or my kids around, or I have work. I want to be able to pause my game and just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna touch this and for like the next 30 minutes, and then I'll come back later. I can't do that now. And like if I start a map, I have to finish it. And always, like in the past, that's the reason why I always went for Elk and Go, because the downtime you have is extremely low, right? Of course you can port out, right? But that feels really shitty. And then you forget about it and your map's closed, right? But I kind of don't like the system where I have to be stuck at my screen or in the map for the next 5 to 10 minutes. And if I choose a very long ass juicing strategy, I'm stuck in it for 15 to 20, right? And that sounds like ass, right? I don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, I would say that that's other reason. And then the thing as well is like, you know, fun is, video games are for fun, okay? I'll take this stance. I'll always give you this stance. I play this for fun. I mean, it does help me develop a bit in terms of like presenting my ideas and all that when I do content creation, but I ultimately do this because it's fun to do. And at some point, I'm actually not having fun anymore with POE. I actually have more fun spending time with family, which I think is a good thing, right? Then I'll spend more time with family, right? But I'm just saying, then why do I want to put more content out there? The only reason why I put content out there is for you guys, right? And also because I'm having fun. If I'm not having fun, I don't bother putting content, right? But I'm not going to do it solely for you guys without having some fun in it, right? Because that doesn't make sense to me. That sounds like a very painful existence. That sounds like work with extra steps. Unpaid work with extra steps, okay? So I'm not going to do that. So with that being said, I may do some content updates here and there for this build, but I won't really like go into like super detail. And I probably won't do it I will do it very regularly, but I'm pretty sure that I'm kind of like close to done with this event. I don't think I want to play longer. If anything, it'll just be that Pillar Cage got built, and then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and I'll just bail and do something else. And, you know, honestly speaking, even Kingdom Come Deliverance is actually more fun than this, so... I was actually hankering. I was sitting out here while I was playing POE. I was like, if only I was playing KCD2 instead. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll drop the POV in the description, and at least you have something to work off. But yeah. See you guys. I'm out. Peace. Bye.